So look at what I found. This is my boy Ray Noble doing the devil hand sign with his fingers. Cover art for one of those old 1920s albums. This is the 5G tower that we have from a view at the park. There's some dead trees in front of it. And what else? Oh, here's just a bunch of chemtrails. Dews, or direct energy weapons. My mom refers to this place as Uppsala. The Norse name for heaven is Valhalla, the gateway to heaven. Shangri-La, a beautiful place in China. My other account refers to it as Shangri-La. Right next to this is the Chinese pioneer gravesite monument marker of the Chinese construction workers who helped build the railroads. Landscaping. We found a pile of rocks on the way down in the BLM lands amidst this burnt grass and regrown trees. They grew back fast. A pile of rocks with quartz mixed in, with an outer layer of obsidian-looking substance encasing the outside. It had a sulfur-like smell to it, like a chemical reaction, like a burn. The mountain looked melted, almost like a dead body of a giant. There was a cave, he called it, right above the railroad tunnel. A cool spot you could modify to make a room temperature hideaway, a hidden spot. It's a giant melted castle. Perhaps during the fires, they used dews to burn down the environment, dirt, rocks, etc. And this is what we're capable of constructing today. Look at the chicken wire fencing inside the wall, in concrete. The red, water-beaten charred brick is heavier, it's more dense or compact, and someone had tried hard to destroy it at one point. It's better than the American school brick, it's better than the German school brick. This brick completely destroys their narrative. An impressive craftsmanship, only could have created this. It was made previous to the construction of school, and this rock. We don't construct this technology. This is a mortar hole, and they say that this would have been formed by water, but we can't construct this today in a hole on the side. You see how perfectly circular this is? Look at that. It's a perfectly circular hole with the perfect dimensions. Look at that. Incredible. Who made this? How was this formed? I ask. Me, how every nation and every country that fight and go to war with each other can all agree on two things. One, nobody is allowed to go to Antarctica or the North Pole. The Antarctic Treaty, which prevents you from going to the Antarctic. You will get arrested. Now, there's another thing that every country and every nation can agree on, and it is the test scores that are conducted at the schools, elementary, middle school, high school. All of those test scores are internationally monitored, meaning the British can examine the test scores of us American children. The Americans can examine the test scores at the schools of the Chinese people, the Chinese test scores. The Chinese can monitor the British test scores from their kids. Everything is interconnected. They can all agree, why would Africa need an education program? Well, I don't fucking know. But every nation and every country's test scores are internationally monitored, which makes every school a diplomat, which makes every teacher and every student a diplomat, which gives them diplomatic exemptions. Now there's 3 different levels of diplomatic immunity. There's the lowest level, diplomatic immunity, which means you're not exempt from any of the laws. You have to abide by laws like any other individual. There is mid-level, civilian kind of level diplomatic immunity, mid-level, whatever you want to call it, you have certain exemptions. There's the highest level diplomatic immunity, which allows you to be exempt from basically all laws here in the United States. You could be white, you could be a foreigner, but a diplomat is someone who's working in international communications, usually a politician. How can the kids get away with murder? How can the kids get away with attacking other kids? That's all I have to say. Every school is a terrorist organization. They threaten to kidnap your child using the CPS truancy officer in a court order, luring your child by coercing the parents, which is all a form of blackmailing. This is also a form of solicitation, and this is ancillary, the act of endorsing, condoning, or being involved in or with an institution, business, company, corporation, or organization that is breaking the law or committing offenses in order to conduct operation. School is an organized crime unit hell-bent on purging the weak. This is unjust, and every one of them should be held accountable, putting innocent kids in endangering situations so they can get attacked and exploited so you can make the donuts, blackmailing all the kids into compliance, leaving them with the message that if you don't want to be on the side of the violent aggressor/winner, then you lose, threatening them with a job and money over their heads, solicitation, and striking fear and intimidation into the weak by using harassment and bullying as an intimidation tactic, industrializing war as a business. I'm making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. You can't fret over every egg. Well, easy for you to say, when you're purging the weak. The demons in Black Doom are working with the military, and teachers and bullies are all working together to create more shadow clones. If you're being, or if you've been threatened, if someone else's kid threatens you, as a kid, you have every human right to defend yourself. Remember, when you hear kids say, I want to blow up the school, or I want to kill everybody, it's because teachers and students are all jerk-offs. If someone tells you to do something, you must first ask, is what this person's asking of me valid? And if not, don't listen to them. From now on, no one tells you what to do. If someone asks something of you, you ask, is what this person's saying liable? Can I trust this individual? Is this person someone I can trust? Will I benefit from trusting this individual and doing what he or she says? Death to all who oppose me. Don't let anyone get in your way. Anybody who gets in your way is your enemy. Remember that the humans are my enemies, and that's why I was created. You were an experiment made for research. We are created with the blood of Black Doom and people who betrayed their own for research. They made a deal with the devil to have us created, and leave the past behind you. And from this moment on, no one can tell you what to do now. It is the 14th of October, and the gate test is probably the initial starting test for this whole program, where they bring the kids in one by one when they're in elementary school, have them pulled out of the class so that they can take a hearing test or a reading test or literacy test, numbers, and it all dates back to the GATE program that they do in daycare and preschool and pre-K, and that's why no one can remember it. It's all the same testing. They're also looking for kids who have had brain damage like I have when they're younger, near-death experiences like drowning. They're looking for kids who have no barrier between worlds. So ADHD is a completely false made-up disorder. Schizophrenia is when the veil between worlds, spiritual and physical, is transparent and you can hear ghosts, spirits, and demons and angels talking to you, or it's a cab device, or it's an individual who has actually lost control over their mind. Marijuana is weed until you grow it, then it's a plant. Shrooms and peyote are hallucinogens. They're not like real drugs, but meth, crack, and flock and fent are all made synthetically. The meth oil they dip those cigarettes in, those are real drugs. The pharmakia, is Red Bull, and drugstores pharmakia, and pharmakia is using alchemy to make mind-altering prohibitors or drugs not of natural origin or non-organic compounds or substances. Attached to every school is a sigil. That sigil is the GATE program. They use teachers to accomplish their goals of ruination. At my dad's funeral, I said America's the most douchebaggiest country because why would you support a country that funds killing and death and destruction on kids? The IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, handed a little Palestinian child in Gaza Strip some rations, some food, and aid, and then shot him to death in the street. Trump announced yesterday in Israel with the Israeli flags in the background on October 13th that the war between Israel and Hamas and Gaza and the children is over. That just gives people on the right a way to feel good about themselves as if they were right. I don't know if you know, but because of the Hawaiian Kamehameha, or Kamehameha, we got the term women and children. As in civilian casualties. Don't hurt women or children or merchants or people who aren't taking part in the war. They destroyed all of Gaza. I think it's because Trump is gay. In Palestine, they would kick you out of the country for being gay, as in homosexual, And maybe that's why Trump wanted to destroy Gaza, because he wants to turn them all gay. Trump himself even made a statement saying that this isn't not a celebration worth drinking or smoking cigars because it's so enriching that we've ended this conflict. It's such an enriching experience. It's such a win that this war is over and we've destroyed all of Gaza. So today I'm going to show you the difference between self-inflicted deliberate wounds and accidental scars or scratches. So this right here was what I did to myself in 6th grade. This little white spot, it's hard to see, there's 2 of them. This was self-inflicted. It hasn't gone away since. This was no accident, as well as this little white mark right here. This is a self-inflicted wound. Okay? Now, scar marks or scratches go away very quickly, within just 3 days to 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, so this was from a boil. They had to remove part of the skin, and that's from years and years ago. It took 11 people to hold me down when I was a kid. Betty Cronker made more than just a cookbook, okay? She made this step-by-step tutorial on how to live your life. In that cookbook was how to fold your clothes, how to do your laundry as a woman, how to manage every step of your life. The American dream is what we're going to talk about today. It's where you want more and more. It's consumption is what it is. And did I ever tell you that the internet is a trap? Everybody wants to be the loudest voice on the internet. Everybody wants to compete to see who can scream the loudest on the internet. And it's just to have people make more noise on the internet. Take this into consideration. Back in the day, people used to make their own shit. We used to, And maybe just take this into consideration because I wasn't there, but I hear people back in the day used to make their own shit. We weren't getting BB guns from Taiwan or toys from China. Everything in America was made for Americans by Americans. Maybe someone realized where this is going and saw the dystopian nightmare that is our current state. You got women who eat soy, estrogen, maltodextrin, soy oil, cornstarch. Doesn't hurt the female, but that's what the baby is ingesting in the womb. Humanity is a big homunculus of God, and you are what you eat. Maybe someone saw that back then and tried to tell people. Maybe there was a past repression that's genetically embedded into some of us. Maybe some of them tried to tell others what's going on, where this is headed, and maybe they just didn't listen. Maybe they weren't taken seriously. So the internet will always teach youth how to do bad things, but then teachers tell you not to do bad things. But either way, it's just putting that thought into the kid's head. But whatever happened to kids shouldn't be on the internet. No, just give the kid a Chrome tablet or a Chromebook at the age of 3. It needs it for school. So kids will be so inundated with smut. Just leave them alone. Don't do bad things. There, I said it. Now, they use people and kids to seduce and snare the ones who are venturing forth to become hyperbarian type mindsets, right? Anarchy is not a bad thing. It's just the end result. I only pray that someone will see you through this darkness. You can feel it in the air. It feels very void. That's the word, void. The only reason people become cops is to be on the side where you win. They don't teach cops to be trained killers with responsibility and how to handle their powers. No, they're just given powers with no accountability. Trump and Joe Rogan are both fucking idiots. They say, feed the police more money to fund for better training. All you need is an actual good trainer for the same price. Trainers should not be worth money. Police training should be accessible to anyone, and every innocent kid should be wearing what I'm wearing right now in middle school. A combat shirt and padded pants. This is what you should be wearing in school. This is what you should be wearing to school, okay? This right here, some fucking fighting clothes. Now, it doesn't mean anything, it's just a statement. So these big circular ball-looking white things on the sides and midsection of these 5G towers is a way to use microwave communication. Rich people have them, government buildings, White House, maybe, etc. Kid, the world is against you. How could Satan persuade 1/3 of God's angels to rebel against their own creator. Trump called this Epstein guy the immortal man that never dies. Maybe he's in Antarctica with Charlie Kirk. But that's a reverse psychology. He knows that people are talking about him and they demand answers. He's trying to get people to stop talking about him. They would sacrifice their own people, but you can't do all these awesome illegal drugs while kids on a yacht on an island and get caught and then expect to get off with it scot-free, you know? So these 5G towers will target the kids with a 5G phone. You know, everybody's got to have some little device in their back pocket, and they will send out agitating frequencies to make them aggressors. If you listen to me, then you know that the aggressor tends to win the fight, to make every kid without the newest tech lose. I've literally seen my own light. The 5G tower will put all the kids with 5G phones, because everybody's got a freaking iPhone these days, under a hive-like retrobate state of mind, and they will lose control of themselves and break free by purging the weak. Now, I saw this girl on TikTok who had the bull ring nose piercing, who was talking about these papers I've got from the GATE test. This fat girl who didn't look like she was any part of the GATE program, you know, who said, look at all these papers with Russian writing and text on them. Oh my god, you know, why were they making me read Russian, right? The Stargate program tested for ESP, remote viewing on Soviets in Russia. She is a shill. Weed should never have been classified as a drug. They use don't do this and don't do that as a way to get us to want to do things. If an authority figure is telling you not to do something, you're going to want to do it. You know, if you tell kids don't have sex, they'll think, what's sex? It's just putting that thought into their head. Then you got people that say, well, everything they teach in schools you can just find on the internet. It says in the Bible that when God was here as Jesus, the people turned to him on an altar, and he said that some of you standing here before me will see me come down from the clouds a second time, as in fall from heaven, in the flesh. That already happened. There's proof for you right there. Then people on the internet are just there to say, oh, well, you're just misinterpreting this. In the 1500s to 1600, they were seeing 2 suns and 3 moons in Germany. NASA put out a phone alert saying that we have 2 moons. Mom thinks it was closer to the 1700s, near the end of Christ's millennial reign, when Satan was loosed. They must tell us how these things occurred. There's more than 8,000 data centers that we need to get rid of. Millions of tons of water these machines take to stop overheating, operate. I had a dream where I was on a sand cliff over a mile high. A straight vertical drop with nothing behind me and nothing in front of me besides the blue horizon and some clouds. The sky was so clear that I could see the edge of the earth. The ocean was over a mile below the cliff. Some rocks were sticking out of the mountain, but they were covered in sand. Mom had a dream where the sky was dark brown, red, or dark in general, and the water level was lower. She was hungry and took a bite out of a bug burger only to find out that it had bugs in it. I had a dream where the sky was brown with a tint of red, like dust got caught up in there or something and was moving very fast. The point is, you know, the water level was low. No water in those dreams. So where are all the environmentalists now? There will be some of you that seek death and shall not find it. Also, they put up 5G towers at the school to agitate all the kids in fighting with each other. They can just flip a switch to alert the 5G tower to enhance the frequency and change the frequency to harass kids and assault them with frequencies you cannot hear to get them to fight. In boot camp, they make you wear tighty whities to keep you stimulated. It's like kicking a bull in the balls, and also it kills you. They make the desks very uncomfortable, also with the whiteboards and everything white around you so that you're stimulated and you stay focused, on top of all the other negativity you have to deal with. Nanos. Oh my god, there's a dude, Nano, who has a restaurant here, and he's got a restaurant out in Grants Pass. My mom never told him about her sciatica, and then all of a sudden he's telling her all about this sciatica that she told him about, and she never told him about this. See, he knew about the sciatica that she had in her leg, and he's like, yeah, I know all about it. You came and told me here last time. And she's like, no, I never told you this. You know, Mandela effect. Where's the other Nano? So where's the other grandma? Where's the other anyone? It's the same way in every generation. We just lie to ourselves to pretend to like shit. We just go along with it to conform. Abraham Lincoln's unwebbed thumb. So this is Abraham Lincoln's unwebbed hand. It's unwebbed from his index finger to his thumb, okay? What the fuck? It's AI. I don't know how to explain it. So the corporate cameras are set up in the stores to make sure that if you're not 21, you can't buy alcohol or cigarettes. The corporation people who own the businesses like Dollar General are always watching cameras. Some people sitting in a fucking room, right? Jerk off. So the 5G towers, they could just change the range of frequencies to where it'll agitate the kids at the most opportune time, getting them to fight, making them very uncomfortable. So I almost didn't say this because it's almost not worth saying, but you know, they have bred with us a few times, so maybe they don't want their distant cousins with ESP and remote viewing to be able to remotely view them and know what they're doing. So maybe they came up with the gate program as a way to put more control over those kids who have that ability, who can see them for what they are. Violence is never the answer, but when you've got kids that use violence to make it in this industrialized world,
hang that nigga now!
The nanotech will send all the data to the towers that will transmit data to the jerk-off lords who will deem you worthy of being a jihadist terror person of interest from within the country. Anywhere you go now, schizophrenia is just as real as everything they're doing. I'm very misunderstood, but also I feel unappreciated. Nobody ever cared to ask me how I felt. I wanted to talk to them, but I was too shy and afraid of being taken advantage of. I didn't realize how vulnerable I was until after the punch. I want to know why I was hurt. I'm scared. Why did they attack me? I wasn't good enough? I'm weak. They all made fun of me and fucked around with me after the fact. They fucked with me and it was agony. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It was confusion. They were fucking with me. I was upset that I lost. I didn't even know how to fight back. Everyone knows it. Everyone saw it. And they all think lowly of me and highly of him. They all like him. They all moved on and gotten their education while I was going to school terrified, too scared to talk to anyone about it. I need help and no one is here to help me. I'm alone, I'm scared, I have PTSD, they're all gonna kill me. They move on and try and forget about me. One day everything is fine, then the next everybody ignores me. All because I got beat up. I'm not good as I thought I was. And it took me this long to realize that. They realized it the moment I was punched. They saw what a real loser looked like, and every time they see me, they just see this loser kid getting punched. The only reason I tell you this is because there are some people that don't understand what it means to live a life of pain and regret since early childhood. It's like if I even tell people these things, their opinion changes of me. Self-blame. Some people don't know what it's like to live a life of torture, solace, and misery since childhood. But maybe they're scared too. Maybe even the 95 look at this whole thing from a fearful perspective. They silence themselves, even if they don't want to admit it. Trust me, no one wants to get killed at school. So they they see what happened to me and they go along with it. Funny me getting hit. So that he doesn't take his anger out on us too. They don't want it to happen to them, so they shut the fuck up about it, even if it means making the loser hurt worse. Yeah, I bet you don't want to be a loser too, so you don't speak up about it. Is that it? Even if it means smiling along with the bully? Yeah, because no one wants to get hurt, but that's this system. That's what it does. It hurts you if you don't go along with it, and you're bully, if you don't go along with the bully. Yeah, because no one wants to get hurt, but that's what the system does, is hurt you if you don't go along with the bully. You will be bullied. I never recovered. I didn't move on. You all moved on. Now we're uneven. I just want to punch somebody in the face. No, that's not who I am. I'm the devil, my fuck. And everything that they say they're doing is the opposite of what they're actually doing, and it's taken me a while to realize that. Now it's bugging me. Everything that they say they're doing is the opposite of what they're doing. This entire system, just flip it around upside down, it'll be right. So when they say they're doing something, it means that they're doing the complete opposite. Whatever they say they're doing, they're actually doing the complete opposite. It's taken me a while to realize this, but now that I've realized it, it's bugging me. When they're here to preserve, they're here to destroy. When they're here for your safety, they're here to kill you. When they're here for sustainability, they're here to destroy faster, right? And when they're here for protection, they're here for you to be in danger, right? When they're here to help you, they're here to kill you, destroy you, basically. I mean, everything in this country, just flip it around, and it's exactly what they're doing. The thing is that what happened to me was unavoidable. There's nothing I could have done to stop this from happening. The best thing to do is just not to get into this situation to begin with. But the thing is, I was being targeted. It was impossible for me to do anything. The only thing I could have done was brought a weapon to defend my life. They did not care for my life or the safety of others. There are no limits, no boundaries, no rules when you're on that playground. If they kill you, nothing is off limits. Your spirit is a toy in their hands. Your life is an excuse to get out of class. Your life is game to them. And then they tell me that life is not a game? And when you kill people, they don't respond. The amount of audacity. They made me feel bad and didn't acknowledge it. They left me there in a state of need. It's like being in a walking parade with a pair of broken legs while I'm already distressed because of family and stuff, demons, nightmares, and I'm an HVT. I already had it bad just to get dragged out of bed every morning after getting jumped, attacked, and dragged into a fight I wasn't prepared for. I guarantee you that they're gonna get dragged into a fight they're not prepared for, because that's what I'm going to do. These people and these kids need to be held accountable, and someone sensible has got to do it. Why should we be sending bullies to school with innocent kids? No, the real question is, why should we be sending innocent kids to school with bullies? Rhetorical question. No one should be forced to go to Hades on Earth. There is a seal, and when it is flipped, and we see it for what it is, the spell will be broken. Listen to my words. We will see amazing things in our lifetimes. That is, if you make it out of the school without getting killed. I see chaos. When the flag is flipped, we will see right through, and the seal will be broken. When the seal is broken, there will be no reason for the devil to hide and his minions. I speculate they will be released when we see through their trap. We have to get ready. These bullies shouldn't go on to get jobs and help the system flourish. They should help me farm and grow things and help the barn. Help me build an airship and watch communication tower, an airstrip, right, with guns, right in the middle of our town. Watch me turn Glendale into a giant military base, but for the people. Everything they do is the opposite of what they say it is. But yeah, they pick and choose the target, the innocent, quiet kid, and make a fool out of them in front of everyone to make the victim feel bad. No one sides with the quiet kid after he gets beaten up. Lesson learned, be more like the oppressor. Don't be a victim. Make victims. You don't want to end up like the kid who got beat up, and so that is what we retain. Push and shove kids out of your way. You're supposed to choose kindness over ego, but that's just what they say. These teachers are like thugs. You give them a group of firearms and they become a group of armed thugs. Okay, nobody ever noticed how I took steps for improvement in high school, like cutting my own hair, making my own food, doing cool things. All my class, everyone that I ever went to school with who saw what had happened to me, they just ignored me. Maybe they thought that I just wanted to be left alone after getting punched in 6th grade. Maybe they thought I didn't want to talk to anyone. After all, I was the quiet kid. I just wanted someone to talk to. I couldn't recover after the punch. I don't deserve to see anyone ever again. Why was no one nice to me in middle school? Why did they just make jokes about me when I wanted to be a friend? They made jokes about me wanting to kill everybody and hating everyone. Why wasn't I accepted? Why did everyone have to hate me? Why did nobody like me? I don't want to get attacked again. What did I do wrong? Why did they all make fun of me? There were the majority of my peers not excited to see me. Some of them didn't even say a word to me. I guess a person like me should stay alone. Nobody likes me. I just wanted to be accepted. Why couldn't they accept me? They were mean to me and made me feel unappreciated. Everyone can hold hands, everyone can all get along, everyone can have friends, and everyone can be happy, and everyone can make their voices heard. I was too embarrassed to come out about any of this stuff. I love my country, that's why I have to destroy it. For what it is, rather, what it has become. If you don't want your kids to turn out like me, then give them freedom, set them free, but with more people and the ever-growing expanse of the void of data technology, their army is growing. They didn't try and help me at school. They just said, don't do this and don't do that, and don't act this way. What if I needed to defend my life, cunt Linda? Here, all evil. They looked at me like I was wrong for being alive. They hated me, and I got what I deserved. I got punched in the face and got PTSD at 9 or 10 years old, and they think I got what I deserved. They left me behind, and I had to leave because I got PTSD. They will abolish my name, and they will try and kill me. I feel sorrow for all those who go through those same trials, being put down and fucked with till the brink, till you can't fucking take it. And they never get in trouble. They never get held accountable. They're purging the weak, and they're doing it right now. Okay? I'm thankful for the life that I was given, but I could have died. They put me there knowing this would happen. They look at my face, they see me, they hear me, they listen to my voice, and they see that I'm innocent. They see him, they look at him, listen to the tone in his voice, and they know that he's just pretending to be innocent. Why did you send me there? I was ready to be taken advantage of, and he was an aggressor. I don't know why you sent me there. I'm sad now, and I'm weak, and pathetic, and not worth being accepted. Why did they just look back on this as some kind of joke? I hate them all. I hate myself for existing. I don't know what I did wrong. I lost. I'm a loser. Welcome to the loser corner, because this is self-destruction. I hate myself. Kids need to have freedom of expression. If they don't get that, if they miss out on that, they won't fully develop. By the time they're an adult, they'll have reshaped their brain to be afraid, to be in fear, to dwell with fear and live in pain. Look at what you did. It's your fault. You made me this way. I've been trying to recover, but it feels like I'm going to get stabbed at every turn. I'm attached to this dark entity. I turn back only for a false sense of security, and I've been lured in and abused by the system. Always in fear. I can never go back to being myself. I am someone else. I'm different. Or at least I was. There's no debating it. The school is evil, and they're turning kids against one another, telling them what to think and how to think. Enough is enough. Rip it up and tear it down. No more pressing the weak. Break free and stop attacking kids, bringing them there so that they can get attacked by other kids. You cruel monsters. All of you. There should be a bounty on every bully's head, including these teachers. Any kid who has ever laid their hands on an innocent kid should be punished, as well as teachers. All teachers deserve the death sentence for going along with it. The innocent kids get shunned by everyone else for losing the fight, and they learn to live in a secluded way, to hide their innocence, not to expose the perpetrator, because they care so much that they'd let you get away with beating them up, because they care for the bully. They accept the victim mentality, because then if you try and fight back, successfully defend yourself, then nobody likes you for defending yourself and winning against the bully. Nobody remembers, nobody cares. They like it when the bully wins. They like seeing the fight in you run out. They like seeing your rebellious spirit crushed by a bully, because everyone ain't got nothing better to do, got nothing else going on, and a video to look back at later and laugh at. It's nothing really, just something that happened in the past, but to an innocent kid, it was never my fault. I didn't deserve any of this, while other kids get to laugh about it. I don't know what to say, but we can't just keep sitting on our ass. We need to help the kids by setting them free. It's finally time to abolish the school system once and for all. Those teachers, we need to take them out back. And don't forget those bullies, too. Those bullies are the most important thing. When you're young, you absorb the negativity being thrown at you. You grow into that negative person, even if you started off nice, because the young ones are constantly being bombarded, just lambasted with constant negativity. So they feed off it, blame themselves, because they know when they're not loved as much as they might need to be. So they hate themselves for their own injuries. They grow into the person they didn't want to become. Cruel, unkind, hateful monster, because everyone made them into that. It's a disassociation from one's true self, a disconnect between you and your true self, the self that they've wanted you to be. And I think that even the good teachers should just disappear if it meant getting rid of all the ones who are bad. You become the person they made you into. What starts as love turns to hate. What once was I love you turns to I hate you, because you are hated for being yourself and not this awful thing that they've made you into. It's not your fault. It's their fault. They deserve to die. Those innocent kids think they did something wrong just for being who they are and showing it. They are hated by everyone. They get beat just for existing and then blame themselves for what happened. They are dealt a bad hand. Get rid of their system of oppression. Get rid of their system of oppression. Almost 95% of people just go by the system and its rules, but the system is purging the weak, so they use you to do so. You're all being manipulated, you're all being brainwashed. Stop it. If you want to fight, then pick on someone your own size. Us versus the lizard people, us versus them. Leave the children out of it. It's like, die, monster. You don't belong in this world. You could grow up without a father. You could have all women teachers until middle school. Your bully might be bigger and stronger than you, but you're experiencing life from your head's perspective. It's all an illusion, my buddy, and my only point to make is that don't get attacked before they attack you. You gotta think about a plan to take them all out first before they take you out, because that's what you need to do. But just wait. Because it is a waiting game. Just attack them before they attack you, because one punch will change your life, and your life is more valuable, more important than anything the school could ever offer you. And don't make the same mistakes as I did, for reals. I wanted to color my self-portrait brown to make myself look black. The prompt was draw a self-portrait, color it in with different colors from reality. Mrs. Holes said, okay, not to use any colors like brown or white. And just as I was going to pick up the brown crayon, and watching the There's No Place Like Home, There's No Place Like Home, No Place Like Home movie with the reading class, indicative because we would all like to go home. People say we shouldn't send kids to school with bullies. I say we shouldn't send anyone to that school. No one deserves to go there. What did I do in my past life to end up here? It must have been something really bad. Okay, so Mrs. Holes would do her lectures in writing class, reading class, and she would give the same exact lectures for every other class. So you've got 6th grade through 8th grade, and every class she gives the same lecture word for word like a robot. The kids from the other classes came to our class when we were in 8th grade and said, well, she was talking to us about this and this and this, and we were like, oh, she said the exact same thing to us. She gave us the exact same lecture. So talk about the definition of insanity. These teachers want us debating over the classwork, the designated talking points, right? And they'll say, okay, so whoever knows this answer, or whoever thinks you know the answer, raise your hand. No one's going to raise their hand. I'm going to reach inside this bin of popsicle sticks. Whoever's name I pull, you're going to have to give what you think is the answer. The only reason the adults existed was to restrict me from defending myself. They were just there to tell you what you can and can't do. What I should have done was brought this. This is an 8-inch blade. Now, I know that it looks a little bit deadly, okay, size comparison to my hand, and you might think that this is a little bit extreme, okay? However, I was scared my whole life and still am. No one has the right to tell you what you can and can't do if it means defending your life. If the bully does it, we couldn't do anything to stop it, but if an innocent kid does it, so if the bully does it, then, we couldn't have done anything to stop it. But if an innocent kid does it to a bully, then you had ample opportunity to stop it from happening. You could have just told a teacher, yeah, I'm sorry, but some kids are too embarrassed to come out about this. I wouldn't have told a teacher. Have you ever thought that maybe the bully made him or her think that they were their friend? Ossuaries, that's another word for these catacombs. So there's graphene in the air. It says in the Bible that we should be in the world, but not of the world. They say bullies shouldn't go to school with innocent kids. I say that innocent kids shouldn't be forced to go to school with bullies. You might not have a father to grow up with. Maybe you could have had all-female teachers until middle school, but either way, we're not holding these bullies accountable. They don't like it when you hold your bullies accountable. Retribution. Your bully might be bigger, stronger, and more experienced than you, but the one thing they'll never be is held accountable. The school doesn't want bullies held accountable. They wanted me punched in the face. Blow it up and destroy everyone. This is an acting/skit. So they don't want us debating about how we should be holding these bullies accountable. You'll notice they want us debating over the schoolwork, which is all useless. I mean, nowadays when I read a history book from high school, it's like I need to bleach my eyes afterwards. You'd have to write a whole secondary history book to expose every page that's wrong in those history books in high school. It's best to be over-prepared, just like cops, a Glock, an AR-15, taser knife, body armor, pepper spray, and a shotgun, smoke bombs, ninja stars, one of the kunai fucking knives, and the ability to turn into a log at any time. You don't want anything normal. They just want a race of stallions and peacock-programmed individuals, as in hypersexualized and or feminized males, students only, and stay away from that. Monarch butterfly, mind control programming. The only thing you'll transform into is a succubus or crack whore. I hate myself for not being good enough. I never... Fuck. This is so stupid, okay? This is dumb, okay? They don't teach kids how to progress. They just teach it how to set back, you know? And then these peacocks and the stallions move their way through the system. So I hate myself for never being good enough. I feel all this pressure like I let everybody down. I feel as though I'm not worth it. I mean, what is there even to like about me? I suck. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. They've detuned all the stuff that we see in the media so that it doesn't have those, higher frequencies and pitches. All the music, TV, video, games, movies, unlike the superior 78 RPM records, it's desensitizing to the ear hearing range. But each generation's music sounds like N-word music to the last. Kids hear higher ranges of frequencies than adults. So why did they have me there with kids who would steal my earbuds out of my ear and screech in my ear as loud as they could? They also damaged my eyes by making me squint at the board constantly. I was too shy and embarrassed to even ask to move closer. I've been in a relationship that's lasted a day, 2 days, and a week, and I still want to end my life. My suffering. I've been in a relationship that's lasted 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, and I still want to end my suffering. You fight for your country, you fight for your rights, and you fight for what you believe. Now get on your knees and... Everything is opposite day in this country. When they're here for support, they're here for your downfall. I could have died very easily. They corner that weak kid, it's too embarrassing to talk about, and when you get beaten up, you die. If you get knocked unconscious at school, you might as well consider yourself dead, because when you're knocked down, you've taken that blunt force, your bully can get on top of you and beat the ever-living shit out of you, and that's an option for them. So you might as well consider yourself dead. Everyone else does, I see videos on the internet of how to win any step. Fuck. And when I see videos on the internet of how to win any fist fight, like this.
In this video, I'm going to teach you how to win a fist fight every single time. First thing you're going to do is grab your gun and shoot that bitch. I'm just playing. You need to learn how to fight.
Step 1, pull out a gun and shoot that motherfucker. I'm like, yeah, that's what we need in our schools. It doubles because you just gave that kid what they fucking deserve, and that kid's parents were gonna be sad. So, a bully's probably got brothers and sisters, all sorts of friends. I have no one. I thought I was gonna have to go through the hassle of making a gun from scratch because that's what they were gonna fucking do, kill me. They all like the fucking oppressor. They turn away from me, don't help me, make me hurt worse, make fun of me, hurt me, and tell me I shouldn't be allowed to defend myself or see my friends. They support each other, they got each other's backs, but when it comes to me, they were all against me. If I would have defended myself, they would have all been upset, but they got a kick out of seeing me eat that punch though. All of you were my target. I'll blow up this fucking country. I hate you all. Death to American schools. I remember I had to take martial arts classes in 2nd grade. I was better than the 4th graders, the 5th and 6th graders that were going with me. There were only 4 with me. I couldn't even learn because that fat kid wouldn't stop pushing his fists against his face like this in fighting stance. So they made us stick our legs up and do this right here on a freaking ledge at the gymnasium, which was the dumbest thing, against his face, and I genuinely needed to know how to kill and make weapons to defend myself. That's how bad the school is. All of these zero tolerance policies, no weapons allowed in school, you can't defend yourself. They set up that entire system because they like to have that authority over the kids who try and defend themselves. They adore the bully. They like it when they get beat. They set him up to make a fool out of him and publicly shame him for getting beat up. They like having you under their thumb. Girls have to deal with the social aspect of it, and males have to deal with the physical aspect. They think it's fun to ridicule and beat you up. They don't like it when you fight back and win. They all hurt me. Down with the institution. You have started a fight that wasn't worth starting. Why do you wear black robes at the end with this weird hat, right? The Free Carpenters, a cult, Free Martin. You don't even know that you're an initiate. The world is healing. Isn't that a bunch of bullshit? You go to Instagram, the first comment you see in every reel is, the world is healing, the world is healing. Institutionalized individual go to school. They go to school just to be able to go back to school. The early advocates, institutionalized individuals go to school. They go to school just to be able to go back to school. The early advocates, early teachers, wanted to mold public attitudes. Gabriel wearing... So there's this perverted kid back in my old school, Gabriel. I actually peeked. I took a look at his underwear. It had the Fruit of the Loom logo on it with the cornucopia in the back. And I remember that because I had it on all my same underwear that was Fruit of the Loom. It had the cornucopia in the back. They look past this and don't think nothing of it. I was crying myself to sleep. The eyes are the window to the soul. I've noticed people's eyes are more materialistic than soul. Now it's like staring at an object, or like two objects, like this material thing, like cameras. And I've even noticed it with myself watching my own videos, less lifelike, and I speculate that the closer we get to the end, the more we start to lose our spirits. A lifeless planet with people with no souls. Also, I hear that people would have a time for doing drugs. Like weed. What? What does that mean? What does that mean?